Hi guys. On today's episode of Rant Series, I want to talk about one of the internet's favorite harmless relationship trends: work husbands and work wives. Because apparently now, emotional closeness with somebody at work is funny until your actual partner feels uncomfortable. And somehow the internet still acts confused about why this creates problems in relationships. Now, before people get defensive, nobody is saying men and women cannot be friends at work. Adults work together. People born naturally. That's normal. But let's stop pretending every work spouse situation is automatically innocent. Because some of those relationships are emotionally crossing lines people don't want to acknowledge. And honestly, social media has normalized this behavior heavily. You start seeing people joke about my work husband understands me better, or my work wife always saves me lunch, or that's my workplace soulmate. Excuse me. And everybody laughs. Meanwhile, your actual partner is sitting there wondering, like, at what point did emotional intimacy becomes workplace entertainment? Because words matter and titles matter. Calling somebody your work husband or work wife creates emotional familiarity, whether people admit it or not. Especially when there is constant texting, and especially when constant texting enters this picture. Emotional venting becomes exclusive. Private jokes develop, boundaries start blurring. And here's the uncomfortable truth: some people enjoy workplace emotional attention because it feels easier than maintaining emotional intimacy at home. That's the part nobody likes discussing. At work, there is there's this excitement, attention, there is this validation, novelty. And sometimes people unconsciously feed emotional connections there while neglecting their actual relationships. Now, obviously, not every friendship is inappropriate. Let's be mature. Some co workers genuinely become close friends with healthy boundaries. This conversation is about emotional awareness because many emotional affairs don't start romantically, they start casually. Like daily conversations, inside jokes, emotional dependency, constant attention. And eventually somebody says, we are just friends. Meanwhile, the emotional intimacy already shifted long ago. There was even a viral online debate recently where people argued about whether work spouses are disrespectful to real relationships. And honestly, the comments revealed how differently people define boundaries. Some people see it as harmless workplace culture, others sees it as emotional disrespect. But here's my personal opinion: if your partner feels uncomfortable with a dynamic, that conversation deserves seriousness and not mockery. Because healthy relationships are not built on technicalities, they're built on respect. And let's stop using you are insecure as a way to dismiss valid discomfort. Not every boundary concern is insecurity. Sometimes people simply recognize emotional patterns before they become bigger problems. Because emotional cheating rarely begins with obvious cheating. It usually begins with, normalized closeness people keep minimizing. And social media has made this worse by packaging emotional boundary issues as humor. But to real life relationships, they are affected by these things. Trust matters, emotional exclusivity matters, boundaries matters. And honestly, if you would hide certain conversations from your partner, you probably already know the dynamic is questionable. So, no, every work friendship is not inappropriate. But let's stop pretending emotional boundaries suddenly disappear because the relationship happens inside an office building. Because emotional loyalty still matters, even during office hours. So, do you think work husbands and work wives are harmless? Or do they cross emotional boundaries in relationships? Be honest in the comments. Let's talk about this. Thanks for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.